Come call him a heretic to his face.
Nina, you just so that you know, Nina, you got all the red bars. So Tammy, can you come up?
The writer threatened to put up signs.
Okay, I'm up.
All right. All right. Are we tracking or what? It's going to be easier this way. We tracking? If not, just say so. God dang, what the heck? Hey, you got a bunch of family over there watching movies or what?
No, TV. Hang on. Let me go
Freaking
in
lower
another
that
room.
sucker down. Tammy come up here with the whole family watching freaking Lord of the Rings or something up there.
She makes sure she ain't gonna miss a beat on that news.
Well, she ain't missing nothing. She's like, try it. Hold on a second. This is my favorite part. Yeah, all right. Yes, ma'am. All right. I'll be good. I'll be nice.
Okay. Is that better?
Oh my God, way better.
Okay.
All right, so are you with me with the whole pretending thing? Adam is no longer glowing red, but Jesus is.
Yeah, I just don't understand the red. Period. I guess.
Okay. The only thing you have to understand is Jesus is glowing red. That's all you got to understand.
Okay.
I'm not asking you to figure out anything else.
All right.
He's red.
We can do that.
All right.
All right.
All right. But before Jesus got here, Tammy, before he got here, some people had to glow red before him. And we call those shadows of Christ, right?
Okay.
No? All the time you've been here, shadows of...
No. I don't know. I'm just,
right.
The red part just isn't resonating with
Oh
me.
my God. You don't know what a red... Okay, you know what? If you go buy crayons and there's a red one in there, you're going to get... Okay. Are you going to break it and throw it away because you don't understand red?
No.
Well, why are you going to leave it there? Why are you going to leave it there then? Why are you leaving the red crayon in there?
I get the clay. The clay is red. I get the first Adam was made from the good ground.
Red clay. That's what Adam means.
Red clay. Yes, I get that.
So you want me to go to God and say, God, how come you didn't use green clay?
No.
Okay.
My gosh.
So does it matter what color it is?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm probably putting too much into this.
I guarantee you are.
And Jordan both have tried to explain it to me, and it just went over my head.
Oh, you definitely shouldn't ask Jordan. You'd be like, hey, Jordan, why is Jesus red? Because God made him red? Because God said so?
No.
Yeah, all right, so... All right.
You gotta give me more credit than that.
I think everybody knows that I do, but it's still so funny. All right, so please give me more credit. So, all right. So obviously the color does matter. Okay. But what I'm saying is right now you need to act like it doesn't. You just act like the color don't matter. All right. It doesn't matter. But for whatever reason, he was made out of red clay. That's it. And as long as you can say, okay, he was made out of red clay, then we can grow from there. All right. But shadows of Christ are here. They're throughout the entire Bible, all over the place. So the Bible tells us that a rod is going to come from the stem of Jesse. And who's that rod?
David, Jesus.
Jesus is the rod. Right? Okay, so the rod that comes from the stem of Jesse, the stem is David. So Jesse would be the tree, and there would be a stem from the tree, and there will be a rod that comes out of that stem, like a smaller branch, if you want to put it that way, right? But the point is, it's pointing to Jesus. So David was called a man after God's own heart. And it just so happens that the Bible describes David as ruddy or red. When David was king walking around, had Mary had Jesus yet? So Jesus is not here. But David is a shadow of Jesus.
Yes.
So he's glowing red. He is. But he's not Jesus.
How do you see that? I know. How do you see he's glowing red? Does anybody else not see it, or is it just me?
Who's having a problem with what I'm saying is what she's asking.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Am I the only one?
She's thinking of like a Disney
No.
Pixar
No. Hold on. She's asking, does anybody here have a problem with what I'm saying?
Now, but I don't want her to feel like it's only her.
No, you need to. No, just be honest. That's why she's asking. So, Benny, do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, Breezy does. CJ, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just talking about the color. That's all we're talking about right now. That's all I'm talking about. Okay, Merle, you tracking?
The color red is
all right.
Associated with all
Nina.
shadows.
Yeah, Nina, you tracking?
I'm picking up what you're laying down. Yep.
All right, Jordan, you tracking? All right, Benny, you tracking?
He's probably working out. He's like, I ain't got time for you.
Man, he's making steak and potatoes. All right, Jennifer, are you tracking? I just need a yes or a no. That's all I need right now.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So, Tammy, as of right now on the panel, you're the only one that's not tracking. As of right now on the panel. So
yes.
There may be people in the chat that may not be tracking. And I believe
you can move on.
No.
I mean, if I'm the only one, that's kind of silly.
No, it's not silly. It's not silly at all. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it at all, but you need to know the truth. You do. You need to know whether there's other people that are confused or not. You need to know that. So now I'm going to go over it real fast. And what I think you need to do is you need to go study this out. You have to go read this for yourself. You can't just be hearing me say it. You need to go read this so you can see with your own eyes. So I'm going to go through it real quick. It's not going to take long at all. And I've already went over part of it. The first man that Adam ever made, I don't give a crap why. He's Ruddy. So right now is not the time. God, why Ruddy? That don't matter. He's Ruddy, for God's sakes. He's Ruddy. All that other stuff don't matter. And what we find out is when the last Adam came, he was Ruddy too. So now, Paul the Apostle obviously went back to Scripture. It was like, hey, something's up with this man right here then. And he finds out, oh, he's the last Adam. He finds out. He sees it. I get it. He's like, I get it. Okay, I get it. But before Jesus came, there were shadows of him coming. There were shadows of it. And we see one of them in David. King David was Ruddy. And out of all the people, King David's the one that God said he's a man after my own heart. Why? Because he glows red for God's sakes. That's why. That's the reason. And then we got Rahab. Remember, they sent in the 12 spies. The man go up to her to the loft, to the upper room, and she uses a scarlet thread to rescue them. That's what she uses. And the spies say, hey, take that scarlet thread and hang it out your window. Just like the Passover, take the blood's lamb and put the blood on the doorpost. They have to be able to see the blood, the red. They have to be able to see it. So you got the doorpost in Exodus. You got Rahab, a scarlet thread. Jacob and Esau. There was two. They were twins. You understand? They came from the same womb. Both Adams came from the same place. They didn't come from different places. They came from the same place, except one was disobedient and one was obedient. But this depiction of Jacob and Esau is to show us that we represent Jacob, the smooth-skinned one, which comes from the first Adam. And Jesus, because he's ruddy, we see Esau, and Esau just happens to be the firstborn. Jesus is the firstborn. So there's multiple things that line up, not just one. It's not just the ruddiness. It's not just the color. It's which one was born first, which one was born second. That's two. And then it starts going through the shadows, which I've already went through some of them. But the second born had to put on the firstborn. Meaning in order for us to be born again, the second time, the second birth, we have to put on the firstborn. And the firstborn just happens to be red. So Jacob put on Esau, we put on Christ. But throughout the Bible, you see these shadows. You see them. And so the Bible says that our God is going to remove our stony heart and he's going to replace it with the heart of flesh. Well, the heart of flesh is ruddy. It's red. That's our new heart. So it's not just, the Bible's not just pointing to the firstborn. It's not just pointing to redemption or becoming revived. It points to a color as well. And they're all there to back each other up on what Jesus is trying to say when he authored this entire Bible. He authored it in a way that only a person with a contrite heart would put time and effort to find out what all these things mean. And they all point to Jesus. So it's not something that someone can just tell you and you're just going to get right off the bat. You have to go read this for yourself. You have to go study it out for yourself. So, Tammy, if you think that we're wasting time talking about this again, this don't ever get old or boring to me. I can't tell you how many times I talked about the ruddiness and David and Adam and both Adams. It's I don't know. It's the conversation to have. So, matter of fact, if you're in the chat and some of the things that I said, if it was the first time you heard me say it, or if you freaking fell in love with it, just put a 1 in the chat and be honest. Don't just put a 1 in there to make Tammy feel good. Put a 1 in the chat if you're being serious.
What?
Yeah, so there.
A 1 for what again?
For 2 reasons. One, if it was the first time you heard it, or a 1 if you just fell in love with it. Either one. The point I'm making is I've probably talked about it 1,000 times, and I still fall in love with the story. So, now if this was like a college course or something, then I could understand like someone getting frustrated and, like, God dang, how many times I got to explain it? I mean, I could get that. I get it, but I don't ever get it.
I understand almost everything that you've been talking about, but this one here, it's kicking my butt. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm being honest. Yeah, but I appreciate your time. It just kicks my butt. I can see almost everything else that you talk about, that we read. I can see it. I don't understand it. I understand the red clay. I understand David was ready. I understand Adam was ready. I understand Jesus was ready, which is red, of course. But I just don't understand the significance of it. And I don't know. I'm just lost. I'm sorry.
So,
I mean, it's nothing you're saying.
So when you say you don't understand the significance, what do you mean? Maybe I'm not understanding what it is you're not understanding.
Because whenever you teach, you say that a lot. And every time I'm like, what the heck? I don't understand why you say it so much. I know the covering. I understand that. I understand Esau, the firstborn. He was ready. I understand what you're saying. It just won't soak in.
All right, let me see if I can do it this way, okay? Let's say give me a kid in your family. Let's make it a male since we're talking about males. Give me a kid in your family that is probably maybe 20 or 30 now. Okay? But if you were looking through a photo album and the kid was 8, you would be able to say, "Oh, that's so and so." Who would that be? Who is that in your life?
Zach.
Okay, who is this to you? Your son. How old is he right now?
35.
Okay, so if I took 50 different kids, okay, males, and it doesn't matter. Let's just say I'm making this up. I'm just going to say Hispanic male, ages 5 to 15, and I got 50 of them. And I take your kid every year. I got from age 8 to 15 or 7 to 15. I got that many photos of him. But there's 50 other kids. If I was to throw all the pictures in there, could you find your son?
Yes.
Okay, that's what Ruddy is. It's a picture.
Oh.
So you can see who it.
Okay.
So when it says David is Ruddy, that's Jesus. There's nobody else in the Bible that's Ruddy. It'd be like you looking at a photo album and there ain't nobody that could fool you. That's your son. You can just tell. So what Jesus did is he put these little things in there that after a while, you'll know who's who in the Bible. So when you say you don't understand the significance of ruddiness, after I just explained that, you have to be lying to me now to tell me you don't understand what I'm saying.
Picture of Jesus throughout the Old Testament.
Yes, it's a photo. It is a photo of his face.
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah, okay, good. You got a kid, you're going to get it if you got a kid. Or you're lying. There ain't nobody going to tell me after that they don't understand, because that's what the Bible does. All it does is there's pictures of Jesus. And when you know Jesus, you can't miss somebody. You can't miss me. I know him. I know where he's at. Just like you know your son. If I was to take, again, an album full and just throw your kid in there, I was like, all right, you got 20 minutes to find all your kids' pictures. Are you telling me you're going to fail?
Slow, okay? I'm slow.
It don't matter, but it don't matter, but it don't matter. You ain't gonna fail that test.
No.
All right then. Okay, so I'm telling you that's how easy it is. What I'm telling you is that's how easy it is for me to find Jesus. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I'm just not good with analogies and.
Well,
I don't know.
You understand? You understand this one when it came to your kid? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got it.
You understand that one? Yeah. So. Yeah, and I didn't know to tell you that until you said. I didn't know to tell you that way until you said. What did you say? When you said I don't understand the importance, and that right there is what I needed to hear. Because for you to say you don't understand the importance, that means that you don't know why I'm always talking about Ruddy.
Right.
Right. But okay, but if I was to turn the word Ruddy into Zach, and I said that Zach, you're not going to ask, why you keep talking about Zach? Well, because I'm talking about Zach. He's right here. He's right here. That's what you would be doing in that photo album. You would say that Zach. Okay, let me see. That Zach right there. That's it. That's all it's doing. But Jesus made it to where we would be able to see that. He gets us so familiar with him, you can't miss him. Right? So when people say, well, I need to have my spiritual glasses, that right there tells me. It'd be like you saying that you're Zach's mom, and I give you that photo album, and you're like, well, I don't know which one Zach is, but it's got to be one of them. Do you think I'm going to believe that you know who your son is?
Right.
Am I going to believe you?
No.
So when people say, man, I don't see where you're getting that from. Yeah, I see why. You're a liar. You say you know where Jesus is, who he is, and you don't know. You don't see him. That's why Jesus told the scribes and the Pharisees, you search the scriptures looking for life. Like you look over the photo albums searching for Zach, but I'm him. If you knew who I was, I would tell you that we have the same father, but your father is Satan. It was easy for Jesus to say that because they could not recognize him in photos. You understand, Tammy? Yeah. But when someone can recognize Jesus and another person says, well, I don't know where you're getting, they don't realize how much they're giving themselves away. They give themselves away. They'd be better off being quiet, but they give themselves away. You should be.
I see shadows of Jesus in the Old Testament. I just never considered it a picture. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't consider it a picture, but thank you for bringing that. That really cleared the mud up.
I wouldn't have known I wouldn't have known to do that if you didn't say, I'm not understanding the importance of this.
Right.
That word, the fact that you said, what is the important? Be like, okay, what's the importance of your son then? Let me go burn all your son's pictures. What's the importance of them? You would be like, excuse me? No, you're not. Yeah.
Well,
because they're
thank
important.
you so much. That really cleared the mud up.
You're good, man. Matter of fact, I don't know who it was, but I saw someone say they like that example better. Well, I didn't know I needed to give that example. Oh my God, who's in here? Hey, woman, go enjoy your vacation. Is that a coffee cup? Yeah, it's a coffee cup. Wow, what about it?